Oh, hey everybody. Sorry, just reacting to the Shirtless Peanuts request in the chat. Hi, welcome to another DBD community live stream. We are here live from Montreal. We are going to have more faces on this show than we even had last week, which excites me because, like I said last week, I want you to meet more and more of our devs where we can. I have a couple familiar faces with me here today. We've got Mandy, and we've also got Jeff, and I'm Eric, or Pope, or Eric Pope, or whatever you want to call me. And we're here to tell you what's up with DBD. I'll kick us off again the way I did last week, just so people who didn't last month. That feels like a week ago.
It does.
So you don't, you know what the context is here. This is not a big chapter reveal stream. If you came here expecting a chapter reveal, we're not doing that. So just stick around and chill because it should be fun. But these are called community streams for a reason. We try to address topics that are core to the community, save our big, fancy, fun reveals for our chapter reveals and things like that. So I know you're waiting for the next chapter. You shouldn't have to wait too much longer to find out what it is. Not going to be today, though. So just relax for a little bit longer. I know you want to know. Okay, so the things we're going to cover on the show today are our PTB to live changes. Last time we were here, Jeff talked through a ton of stuff that was tested, coming up to test in the PTB. We've done it since then. We're going live next week, so we want to tell you what's staying, what's going, what's different, etc. We're also going to touch on the Grimoire. If you're not familiar with the Grimoire, that is, we kicked it off earlier this year. You are helping us to build a chapter of Dead by Daylight. And in fact, small world, Jeff is designing our Grimoire killer. So we got some cool stuff to talk about there. While we have him, we're like, let's kill two birds with one stone. And Dork fans, worry not. Dork is she's right now behind the boards running the show, but she will be out here. We're going to switch, and I'm probably going to break everything later on. She and Andre from our team and Brandon from the product team are going to walk through the community cosmetic contest winners, tell you when they're coming with a roadmap, tell you what some changes are, etc. So that's our show for today. If it sounds good, stick around. If it doesn't sound good, go have a sandwich. All right, so I mentioned our next, have a sandwich.
No, I want a sandwich now.
I had one right before. Probably a mistake.
That was brave of you.
So I mentioned our next release is coming up. It is next week. It is on the 25th, right around the corner.
Yeah,
Tuesday. And as I said, we're going to talk in just a couple minutes what you can expect in that release. I did want to note, we all, you, but also us included, want more focus on bugs. That's kind of a through line through everything right now that we're hearing, and totally feel you on that. I wanted to note, we looked at the bug count, the bug fix count, that's coming in the release next week, and it's almost double what was on the PTB build, which is nice.
I actually think it was just slightly
more
than double.
So we're looking good there. Obviously, we have a lot of work to do. We're not pretending we don't, but I just wanted to mention that. So, Mandy, 2v8?
Okay, so as you guys know, 2v8 has just been extended. So that's going to be extended until the 25th, 10 a.m. So you can expect a release at 11 a.m. and 2v8 will finish an hour before. So we've increased the incentives in the 1v4 queue, so to try and balance that queue a bit, because the killers were having a fairly long wait time. We also did a survey, and that's what led us to make the decision to extend. In the survey, I've got numbers. I wrote them down. So above 70% of people wanted the 2v8 to be extended. So it's a lot. It was a lot of people who completed the survey that want that extended. So,
but it's not a long extension, as you mentioned.
It's not. It's
taking
over the
us
weekend.
Right up till the release next week.
It's open the weekend, and we're doing some testing on the incentives. Let's see how that works out. See how that helps the queue, because obviously we're concerned about the core queue as well as the event queue, and we're looking at both things. So it's not like we're just looking at one or the other.
Cool.
So we'll let you know more about that as soon as we've got it for the next iterations.
Fantastic. Also coming up, and again, I mentioned this isn't a big reveal stream. We got no flashy assets to show you, but we did want you to mark your calendar. Bone Chill. returns as it does each year. So this year is no exception. Bone Chill is returning quite soon as well. It will be before the next stream that we do, our December stream. So it's also right around the corner. We'll have a roadmap, a calendar for the month on December 1st that's going to take you through all the things you can expect, including when Bone Chill drops, currently scheduled right now for December 9th. So stay tuned and see what's happening there.
Okay, and then to finish off our news, tomorrow is kind of a big day in the DBD comp world, and we're going to be assisting by DBD League is going to be taking over our Twitch channel, and they're going to be streaming their All Hallows final starting at 12 p.m. ET, so about an hour away, 23 hours away, roughly. I was trying to work out the maths. That was a mistake.
It works.
Yeah, relatively. So tomorrow, 12 p.m. ET, we'll have DBD League hosting their All Hallows final on our channel. It'll be between Victus and Praxis. So they've been pretty good all the way through, both teams. So you can't, there's not a pin between them at this stage. It could be anyone's, and it's going to be a best of 9 for the final.
Nice.
It's going to be pretty cool, and I'm really happy to be doing this with DBD
So people will be
League.
able to watch it right here on
They'll
our
be able
Twitch
to watch
channel.
it right here on our Twitch channel. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, that wraps it up for our brief news segment at the top of the show. Now we are going to dive into our P2B to live changes. We've got a graphic that Dork has queued up, so let's hit it.
Hello again. It's my time to shine. I have the clicker.
Yes, it's Jeff
You have the
time.
The
power.
ultimate power.
It's not dude time, but it's Jeff time.
Yeah, no more
No
detail.
more dude time. I got requests.
I'm here in the middle.
I did want to say, so I want to say something at the top of this segment because last show I said a lot of things. Well, I said a lot of things, but I said the same thing a lot of times that I really wanted people to test that PTB. People found that condescending, and it was not at all the intention. I talked about this on Twitter yesterday. Truly, 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 I mean this. When I say, please test that, it's not, hey, go find bugs for us because we're not able to, because I know that's what people were going to. It's really that without the feedback of our players getting hands-on, because we see your feedback before it's there, but with your hands-on, that's where our team, the community team, can be best equipped to talk to the various internal teams when we make decisions about what goes live in the game. So I'm really sorry if it came across as condescending. I truly didn't mean it that way. I'm a big believer in PTBs or PTS, depending on the type of game you play, to inform the changes that actually go live to the game. And I know there's a track record that people have pulled on, like, well, but you've done this in the past, and I totally get it. But I just wanted to say that up front, because to me, even if you ever meet me in person, it's probably the first thing I'll tell you about is I'm such a believer in PTB as a tool for us to make what goes live in the game the best it can possibly be. So that's my moment of addressing that at the top of the show. And now I'll hand it over to Jeff to actually tell you what you want to hear.
I mean, to be fair, I think it's a good point because, you know, as I always remind people, we don't make the game for ourselves. We make it for the players, and ultimately, if the players don't like the game, it's not great. Yeah. So PTB testing is amazing. All right, so today I have some PowerPoint slides. I don't know if we'll show them all because it's mostly just text. There aren't really any visuals today. I don't have any little drawings of Skull Merchant or anything like that. But I do have some important points. So, PTB to live, what's next? The burning question, what is going live? I know it's been kind of like radio silent for a couple of days/weeks.
Yeah.
So here's the big reveal. So the camping reduction is going live with some small adjustments, and I'll go over that in the next slide. The slugging reduction is not going live, and the tunneling reduction is not going live. So, camping.
And actually, if I can jump in before, We're going to get to pallets in a second as well. That wasn't actually part of the PTB changes. It was already
Yeah.
live, but we're going to address that in a minute too. So hang on.
Yeah, the pallet density. Yeah, it's been a hot topic.
Yep.
So for camping, survivors will still see each other's resolve bars when they are hooked. So that was very liked across the board. So that's going live. The resolve bar fills up faster the longer the killer stays within range. That's still the same as PTB. However, we are reverting the range increase. So on the PTB, it was increased to 20 meters. We're bringing it back down to 16 meters. There were some concerns raised by a lot of you that it would be unfair to the killer in some situations. So we're just bringing it back to what it was before. So why not the rest? So slugging and tunneling. So after a second round of testing, we found that the features did not meet the minimum positive impact that we hoped they would have. And frankly, and just simply put, there was a lot of negative feedback about it, and it's very hard to justify moving forward with something in the live game when the feedback is negative that badly. So that's why it's not going live. So what's next? There's 3 things I think I want to mention. So we understand that tunneling is still a frustrating situation to be in. So one thing that we will try is to increase the base kit endurance and haste to 15 seconds. So it's 5 seconds longer than what's on live right now. And we will be reviewing how MMR is calculated. So we think that by making adjustments there, we could see a reduction in those types of strategies, which means we'll require less drastic changes in terms of like the base game itself. And then the last thing on this topic is that we have started the process of looking at how to improve the first-time user experience. So how new players are onboarded into the game and the things that we teach them and show them and all those things. It's a process that started. There's no ETA. There'll be more details in the future. I can't tell you when, but we have started looking at it, so it's very exciting. Next, there were some perk changes that happened with this update. So Babysitter is being reverted to its current live iteration, where it, sorry, brain fart. Brain fart, really big brain fart. I can't even read because it's so small. Damn. So you won't leave scratch marks, your pools of blood, and you get 10% haste for 30 seconds. And then the unhooker will see the killer's aura. So that's being reverted to the current live version. Same thing goes for borrowed time. So this will extend the endurance and the haste. Furtive Chase is going back to the version that a lot of you really like, which is that it gives you undetectable and haste when you hook the obsession, sorry. And Off the Record is going to a previous version that we had where you did get endurance, but it was for a shorter amount of time. And the reason why is I think that we can all agree that 80 seconds of endurance is very long and very powerful. So we're cutting it by half. So you'll still get a lengthy amount of endurance, just not for almost a whole gen's worth of time. So that's going in for release. Those are reverts happening for the release next week. And then for Hotfix 1, we will revert Breakdown and Wicked. So they'll go back to their current live version. It's just, we had to prioritize for the release, and those two felt like they were a little bit less urgent. And however, I think we will mention, do we want to mention for Wicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wicked, because we have heard the concerns that it stacks very well with Resurgence, we will be kill switching it to make sure that it can't be abused in any way. So I wanted to mention that.
Hotfix 2 or Hotfix 1?
2.
Hotfix 2. Oh, Hotfix 2.
Yes, because of
The
make sure
timeline,
that Switch
okay.
is going to be able to
Okay.
not have a problem.
Okay, sorry. So not for Hotfix 1, for Hotfix 2. Next point is, what about killers? So we did have some changes in the PTB for some killers. The first one was Skull Merchant. So the Skull Merchant changes are going live, but there is a but, and I think this but will make people happy, and not that kind of but.
No, I didn't say anything for once.
You were thinking it though.
I was thinking, don't tell them I'm thinking that.
Everyone knows Mandy. So the but is, we will decouple her undetectable from deploying drones to recalling drones in the Hotfix 1 patch. And at the same time, we will revert the undetectable duration nerf that we did in the PTB. So that's something that's coming up in the, not the release next week, the hotfix after. Next is the Cenobite. So the base kit nerf is being reverted, but his add-on original pain is not. So the too long didn't read is you'll be able to bind survivors with controlled chains, even if they have endurance, because on the PTB, you couldn't do that. So that's been reverted to the live behavior that we can expect. And then finally, the last hot topic is what about medkits? So there were 2 medkit add-ons that got changes on the PTB. So we will be keeping a close eye on these add-on changes once they hit live, just so that we have the broader community at large to get feedback from. And then we'll see what kind of adjustments we need to make there at that point. I think next one is...
Can you click?
Okay.
I've got a laptop on the...
Sorry,
I
I'm
can't
clicking.
click as well.
I clicked.
Okay, so Waterhaven lighting. That was another major topic of the PTB. And as you'll see from the video, there are some changes that we've made. Thank you so much for the feedback about this, by the way. You helped the team identify exactly what they needed to change. And as you will see, a lot of you will see, I can't see because I'm colorblind, it's more green. Everybody is telling me this is more green. It's lost the yellow color. And I'm being really careful with what I describe that as.
Oh, you mean the piss filter?
I knew you would go there. I'm
That's
a lady.
what players lovingly call it.
I'm a lady. I'm not going to say it. So, yeah. So that is going to be the green color. So there's still going to be a bit more fog, but it is looking so much better. And honestly, playing on that, it was really good. So the piss filter is gone. Look at that. I said it.
Oh my God. Actually, before we get to, we told you we'd get to the palette density stuff, but I want, if you could humor me for a second. I meant to do this at the top. I'm very interested because, you know, survivors and killers are always at each other's throats in the game, in the community, in the chat. If you're a killer, main, hit K in chat. And if you're a survivor main, hit S in chat. If you play both, hit me with a B. I'm just super interested to see what our chat right now consists of. I'm just really curious. Great. Thank you for letting me orchestrate this madness.
I love the first-time chatters coming in.
Look at that.
Oh, sorry, you can see as well.
No, I can see.
Super interesting.
A lot of B.
And you can continue to do that. We're going to talk about the palette density changes now, but I just thought that was interesting, I think, for everyone to be able to look at each other and see who does what and get a sense for roles in the game. I know that if you're one or the other, it's your life, and the other person, sometimes we don't see their point of view, and you know, I'm not going to be able to make everyone do that, but I would love if people, Dork's there. Hey, Dork. Would love if people could be more civil with each other about their chosen roles.
And understand that, you know, understand the other side.
Exactly.
There's a human being on the other side of that game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, palettes.
Density. Okay, so this has been a big one. As you know, there was the changes that were made. These were not PTB. These were made in the last release. And we've done a lot of discussion with you on the forums and Reddit. And thank you so much for all the detailed feedback, the screenshots, everything that you've provided. That has really, really helped. We're not doing a full revert of the palette density. We've identified specific areas. So some really strong God loops, Asylum, we're looking at you because that one was a big one. There were some insane loops on Asylum that got created. So those are gone. Those are going to be much weaker. Back to about a better standard, a bit more balanced, I should say. We've reduced the strength of chainable loops, so making sure that you can't chain a loop straight from shack straight into a jungle gym where you've got a double pallet in the jungle gym, for example, so that we've taken out those specifically strong loops and randomized a lot of the tiles on Swamp and Asylum. Those ones in particular were multiple pallets spawning at a specific tiles and then leading into a strong window. So we have taken care of those. So again, this is going to go live on Tuesday. Please, please, please test it and let us know exactly your thoughts on it. And if you come to the forums, Reddit, anywhere to give us the feedback, if you can grab screenshots and press that escape button to just get the map tile, that is so helpful to our level design team to see exactly where the issues are, because that gives them the seed of the map, so they can pull that up on their side and see where the problems are occurring.
And you already said it, but I'll say it again. I really thank you to everybody who helped us. So the community team, my team, of which Mandy's on, you're on the design team, put in a lot of work, putting threads together for every one of the maps, getting targeted feedback for each one. Where are the problematic palettes, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a good amount of work, and it was also a great amount of participation from the community in helping us get to what these changes are. So thanks to everyone involved. I'm happy with how that went.
The importance of feedback.
Feedback, we love it.
It really helps.
Cool. So that is our, yes. Looks like you were going to say
more.
something. Go ahead.
I'm not saying anything else.
Oh.
I haven't actually, no, because we were pulling up questions right the way through. So a lot of things that I'm seeing is, what about Cenobite? And I'm just pointing out in the chat that you missed it. Field Agent Reaper, you missed it.
Yeah. Cenobite base kit is being reverted, so you'll be able to bind those survivors with endurance as you would previously.
Someone's also asking, well, at least one someone, it probably was more earlier. But what about the full rework of the Skull Merchant? You can remind them what we said before.
Yeah, so at this stage, we're going to make the changes in hotfix 1 and then approach it the same way that we did with this PTB and see if more changes are needed, and if yes, what kind of changes are needed. So it's not gone, we're just reassessing as we go.
Apologies about the mute button on the portrait behind me that someone just told me about in chat.
Is that?
I guess so. I saw it pop.
It just keeps flickering.
Oh, yeah.
Movie magic spoiled.
See, you let me with the controls earlier. I broke everything.
Cool.
Ooh, Mindbreaker.
Yes.
Yes, Mindbreaker will be back in the release on Tuesday. I'm seeing some questions about that in the chat.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Good grab.
It was caps, so I saw it. I don't have my glasses on again. I've done it again.
Someone's asking about a shirtless Death Slinger skin, which of course they're joking. But
No, they're not.
But maybe I've seen something that's in production right now that might be going in that direction. I don't know. Cool. Well, feel free to keep asking questions in the chat. We still have a lot more show to go. But as I mentioned before, Jeff's not done. We want to talk about the Grimoire with him as well. I don't recall, Dork, if we have a transition for that one or if we should go right into it. We'll go right into it. But we have more PowerPoint. So very quick, if you haven't been around, as I said at the top of the show, the Grimoire is us building a chapter with the community based on many votes already done so far to get a baseline for who our killer is, who our survivor is. And Jeff now is beginning work on the killer. And there's a reason he's here, actually. It's not to actually give you information on an upcoming vote. So do you want to take it away, Jeff?
Yep, sure. So the Grimoire, very exciting stuff, by the way. I'm officially transitioning out of the live balance team and moving on to killer design, which is something I've done in the past, but I think we did a lot of good work in live design. So shout out to everyone who's helped me, bring all these designs to life. I think it's been a great success. But yes, I am moving on and entering this new area with a very new process of involving the players, which is very interesting, and I'm excited to bring everyone with me on this journey, and I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I will. So the next steps. The first one that I wanted to go through is just kind of like give a reminder of what was voted on in the previous series of votes. So this is the votes that are specifically pertaining to the gameplay, because there were some votes about more like the general vibe of the killer and everything like that. But this is really focused on the gameplay. So the first thing is Torment was voted. So curses and maladies that grow worse over time. And I'm just reminding you to like set the stage for the next slides so that we're all on the same page of what we're going to talk about. The next one is Punishing Heart. Misdeeds will be met with a devastating response. To sin is to suffer. And finally, each sin is unique. The most fitting punishment must be rendered for each individual sin. Only prayer can save the sinner.
We've been talking so much about sinning lately. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, in our discussions, sometimes we're like, that kind of sounds a little weird, but you know what? We got to go with it because that's what's been voted for. So we're working with it.
There's no sinners in the DBD community, so it's going to be new for them.
Exactly. Everyone's an angel. And I think one thing that's important to maybe bring to the forefront is usually how killer designs work is that the creative director, so in this case, Dave, you've seen him many times before, will give us pillars or like a direction, really, of what the killer should be. And so he's done this exercise with the votes that you guys cast, previously. And the 3 pillars that he has given me to work with, because even though we're voting on the power together, which is really exciting, there was still some exploration to do. So to do that exploration, I needed a bit of a direction, right? So the 3 pillars are status builder. So the killer must apply an effect that progresses throughout the match. And how it applies, how it progresses, these are all things that we'll figure out together. Fitting punishment. So the killer must exact punishment equivalent to the sin that was committed. And force of judgment. The killer is a terrible divine being. Survivors should fear being judged. So again, this idea of like divine purity, judgment is very, very present. So like I said, you guys will be voting on the power, which is unprecedented.
Yeah, that's a biggie.
Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. I'm so curious to see what will be the most voted. And the way that we will do this is that it's going to be broken down into 4 components. So with the design team, we brainstormed and we have identified a bunch of different things that will basically build a kit, and you guys will vote on those components for said kit. So the first component is an active power. So it gives room for skill expression and engaging chases, engaging gameplay. The second is, how does one gain a sin, right? Because this whole idea of sinning is very important. How does a sin progress? And what is the effect of a sin? So with the most voted results, like I said, we'll put together a full design as a starting point for the prototype phase, which is set to begin sometime in December. And I know the community team has a lot of things planned for the sharing of all this information, which is very exciting. And I hope that you guys will enjoy being on this ride with me, because I think it's really, really cool. So here it is. What is your active power? And just for some context, here I'm going to share with you the choices that you guys will vote on in the near future. And it's just to give you some time to think about it and even start theory crafting and putting your designer brains to work, really. So what is your active power? Choice number 1 is the Ray of Retribution. You deliver a beam of divine energy that punishes the unworthy. So I like to put little examples or references that you guys can use that are already in the game so that you can have a better or an easier time understanding what I'm trying to convey. And so here it's a reverse xenomorph flame turret. So you imagine the killer has let's imagine it's a sword or a spear, and they use that to charge and channel this beam of energy that will, punish the survivors. However that works, we could explore different things, and that's where it's interesting, because this is very high level, right? It's just an idea of a beam, but how does that beam interact with the environment? Does it create pseudo holes that you can then shoot again through, but at a much faster rate? Does it go through walls? Do you send it forward and it moves on its own? These are all explorations that we can do and expand upon once we have that final vote.
Another good shorthand that the chat has decided on is the Goku blast. The Kamehameha.
Exactly. Choice number 2, pursuing smite. You throw your weapon or a projectile, it could be anything really, and control its path the better to smite the unworthy. So the comparison here that I make is imagine it's the artist's dire crow, but with the Cenobites controlled chain. So it's a projectile that you send forward and you control as it moves around the level. And some explorations that we could do here is, well, does it go through walls? Does it accelerate over time? Is it a slow-moving projectile? Is it a fast-moving projectile? So these are, again, things that we can expand upon once we have the final vote. And the final one for the active power is the desolation zone. You throw your weapon to the ground, affecting the unworthy near the impact. So the comparison for this one is, imagine you have the Cenobites gateways, so you place it, and from that, you shoot something, you throw a spear, or you throw a boulder, something, and it creates an AoE damage zone that will injure survivors that are caught within it. So those are your choices for the active power. Put your designer thinking hats on and, theory craft all of it. I think it's super cool. The next one is, how does one gain a sin? So the first choice is foul ambition. Sins are chosen based on player progress. So for example, after 4 hooks have been reached, a specific sin is given. Or when a gen is completed, a specific sin is given. So these are very much like game state changes that will drive the sins throughout the match. Second one is predestination. So the sins are chosen at the start of the trial. For example, you can imagine a survivor is assigned the sin of cowardice. Of course, these are just examples. Don't take it as face value. The sins could be many, many things. They could be like very, very powerful, very silly. Like they could be a wide variety of things. But the idea here is that with the sin of cowardice, they would scream sporadically, right? Until, of course, they repent and pray and get rid of the sin. But the idea is that from the start of the trial, each survivor is given a sin, and they have to deal with it in some way. And the last one is blasphemous acts. Sins are chosen by transgressions committed in the trial. So for example, if you hook a survivor, or if you perform a specific action such as heal someone, or if you get hit by the killer's power, or if you loot a chest, or if you loot all chests, like you can think of all the possibilities of what these transgressions could be, and we can expand on that again. Next one is how does sin accumulate? Number 1 is the pain of wrath. Sin accumulates by your hand. Hitting the unworthy with your active power increases their sin. So the comparison here that I'd make is like the Nemesis with his tentacle. You first hit the survivor to infect them, and then you can hit them again to injure them. So it's like more of a build-up thing. Or like the plague, when you vomit on a survivor, they gain sickness, and the more you vomit on them, the sicker they get until they are fully sick and broken. So just imagine that the killer has an active part in applying this pressure on survivors. Choice number 2 is the pain of inevitability. Sorry, I'm French, so sometimes words are difficult. But yeah, it's inevitable. And what that means is that sin accumulates over time. So only an act of repentance can undo the sin. So think of like the Nightmare's Sleep Meter or the Mastermind's Ouroboros Infection. Once it's applied, it will build up over time passively, and then it does a thing. Or maybe it does something at the same time. Again, these are all things that we can expand upon and explore, but really at this stage, we're trying to find the different components to put together the final kit. Or, sorry, not the final one, but the one that we'll explore as a starting point for the prototype. Because during the prototype phase, many things can happen, whether it's like, technical limits, whether it's, it's just not interesting or not fun. And obviously, I think everyone can agree that we want this power to be really fun, right?
Which is, again, why I'm so excited about this as a whole project is yeah, it's one thing for it to be on paper, and now let's jump into prototype land and then see it in action. And we want to take you on the ride for that. So it's going to be a cool year ahead.
Yeah, I agree. And the final one is the pain of artifacts. So the unworthy may try to wield your relics, but they risk facing severe punishment. I think for this one, the best example is the legendary items for the Lich. So when you grab the Eye of Vecna or the Hand of Vecna, you have that super powerful ability, but at the risk of being worried if you get caught, which is a bit extreme, but that's the idea. It's like there's a risk versus reward. You get that reward from wielding the relic, but there's a risk tied to it. And I think this is the last part, the last component.
I ask myself this one every day.
There's a lot of slides in this PowerPoint. I'm so sorry. How do you punish sinners? So again, there's 3 choices. The first one is relentless suffering. So sinners are punished until they repent. So think of an ongoing effect like the doctor's madness. So while you're in madness, you have different effects that are applied to you. But the example that I think I've been exploring that I think is really cool is you can imagine that there's like these divine spears again, or like divine weapon that just rain upon the survivor. Obviously balanced, not just constant. But if they get hit by multiple of those spears, they get injured or something. So just imagine you have to like play this game of dodging for a while during your sinning phase. Choice number 2 is Merciless Smite. Sinners fuel your determination to unleash retribution. So this could be seen in 2 ways. The first one is that it could be that the survivors have additional effects when they're hit by your active power. Or the second one is that maybe you as the killer get buffed from having sinners in your match. So you are really, again, fueled with the determination to punish them and judge them. I think that could be also an interesting thing to explore. And here the comparisons that I made is, again, the Nemesis mutation level, because it affects the range of his tentacle, or we have the shape when he tears up. Well, doesn't tear up anymore, really, but he gets base stat bonuses from the mode that he's in, basically. The last one, it's very ambitious, but it's also really cool, I think. I mean, all of them are really cool, but like this one is just so ambitious, and I think it's out there. But you know, just imagine it for a second. Hopeless exile. Sinners are banished to another realm laden with challenges. So imagine it's a different plane where the survivor is sent when they are a sinner, and they have to survive a mini challenge. So, you know, whatever that is, whether it's like collecting something, whether it's dodging projectiles, whether it's being chased by something, they have to survive a challenge to repent their sins, basically. And what would be really cool is if the killer can then enter this realm and deliver judgment themselves, right? Because again, you are this terrible divine being, and you are a punishing like being. You want to punish sinners, and so having the ability to go in there and do that yourself, I think, is very powerful from a fantasy standpoint. But yeah, so that's it. That's my spiel.
Chat got very excited at 3. Definitely.
Again, like
just exploded.
This is what's really neat is that you guys have the power to basically guide the direction. You're kind of like you're playing the role of a creative director, right? Like you're guiding the direction of the kit, and you're saying like this is what we should explore, and that's the whole idea with this next phase of voting is we want to make sure that what we explore is aligned with what you guys want. So by having these different components as opposed to a full kit, is you get to pick what you want for an active power. You get to pick how a sin is applied, and then by putting them together, we'll take this and put something together for the prototype phase. And as Eric said, we're going to keep you informed as we go along. But at least the foundation at which we will that we'll start with will be based on what you guys want. And I think that's really important, right? Because it's a collaborative effort with the community and the devs.
Hell yes. So the vote is not today. I don't know if we said that already, but we wanted to give you time to chew on all of this, to soak in it, bathe in it, baste yourselves in these choices, discuss amongst yourselves. If you're a survivor, make a friend with a killer and discuss. And then we're going to do the vote in the coming weeks. It's going to be in December. It's not far away, but it's not today. So take some time, think it over, review the clips from this stream. I'm really excited to see the discussions around it. I've been excited watching the chat react and discuss just through the segment. So yeah, super exciting. Thank you, Jeff, for going through that. Thank you for all of you for staying tuned. We're not done with the show. I mentioned at the top, we're going to do a big switcheroo now. We've got more folks to bring on. Dork's going to come out here. I'm going to go back there and try not to break the stream. And we'll be right back to talk you through the community, I did it again, Community Cosmetic Contest release roadmap. So we'll be right back, and Dork will be here.
Bye, thank you. I'll miss you guys.
Bye.
everybody, and welcome back. I'm super excited to be talking about the cosmetic roadmap. So if you didn't know, which you should, I'm Community Manager Dork.
Hi, I'm Senior Community Manager Andre. Hi, everyone. Excited to be here.
New face.
Hello.
And hi, I'm Brandon, Product Manager, and I worked alongside Dork, Andre, and other members of the team to determine the finalists.
All right. So first and foremost, we wanted to take the time to thank you all for participating in yet another Dead by Daylight Design a Cosmetic contest this year. And within the 2025 contest window, we actually received over 5,000 submissions. Can you imagine? Well, you can. You've seen them all.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
seriously, 5,000, and they've been full of amazing badges, banners, and outfits. Let me tell you, all of us, Doug, Brandon, myself, well, all of the team, really, we were really taken aback by our community's continued expression of passion and skill. Seriously, folks, you never cease to amaze us with your talent. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, absolutely. We were blown away. As Andre said, we crawled through 5,000 contest submissions. It was insane, but it was so worth it to see everyone's skill and expression coming out. It was super difficult for us to slim it down to kind of figure out who to move forward for the finalists, but it was really well worth it.
Well, when we went through these cosmetic submissions, by the way, we tried to pay close attention to what is technically possible, similar to how do we, build our own concepts. So some tweaks are to be expected, especially when we try to make mix and match work.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, congratulations to all of our amazing winners for the Dead by Daylight 2025 Cosmetic Contest. And just so you all are aware, we've reached out to all of our contest winners to inform them of what changes needed to be made for their cosmetics and what is going to be needed to undergo to bring it into the world of the fog. But since we reached out to them and shared that, we thought we'd reach out to you all and share it here. So we'll be going over that in a moment.
And just a little FYI, the legal part, some submissions from certain artists, that we're still in talks with, regarding the legal aspect of things. We won't be able to talk about those today, so you may not see them as we go through this section. But let's go ahead and take it away and get a look at some Survivor cosmetic winners.
Yeah. So to start us off, we've got Runway Ready by Blake Brewer for Jane Romero. Is there anything you want to add about this one, Brandon?
Yeah, for sure. Like for this winner, our art team informed us that, there we go, lovely red and black combination right there. Our art team informed us that they need to lower Jane's high heels, kind of as is expected with high heels on her game sometimes, but also the flounce on her skirt might be a little bit different between the 2D concept and when we go to 3D, especially with our current tech. So we'll try to keep it as nice, nice and floaty to respect the concept. But other than that, some other small details that may be changed, which kind of line up with what I said before, mix and match. The choker might have to be changed and modified a bit in terms of where it's positioned, as well as the waist belt placement to work in agreement with, as I said, the mix and match. If the team decides not to move the waist belt, we could also have the possibility of linking the cosmetic.
Right, which would also make it so that we could keep it as true to the concept as
Authentic,
possible.
yeah.
So there's still a win there. All right, so next up we've got Weathered Trek by Teeth Jars for Tori Kane, which the team does not currently foresee any need to make any changes from the concept, so they will work to try to keep it as faithful to the concept as possible. Moving on, our next winner, we have Star Student by Lin for Fong Min. Another cosmetic that the team does not foresee any need to deviate from the concept art, and we'll try our best to, once again, keep it close in line to the concept. And last, but definitely not least, The Slayer by Tina Beans for Kate Denson. So is there anything we want to talk about this one?
It's also red and black, like the Jane outfit. No, but I mean, all jokes aside, this is a real fun one. Currently, we're in the mind to keep this outfit as is. When we get to the 3D, just kind of keep it as is, remain as faithful to the concept as possible.
Okay. Yeah. So now on to our killers, and I'll go ahead and let Andre go ahead and take over this one.
Yes, let's go. So for our first winner, we have Periwinkle the Juster by Kachan for the Wraith. Tell us about this one, Brandon, please.
Such a great cosmetic, by the way. For this one, our art team informed us that they're going to need to make some add some blood stains to this outfit. So expect a little bit of a tweak on that side to get the killer more to level of what killers do, which is kill. Sorry, but we'll make some slight changes to size of the collar, maybe a bit on the headgear, so that mix and match works a little bit best. And again, also to avoid any technical issues such as clipping, which you'll hear me talk about quite a bit soon.
All right, so our next winning killer submission is called Splinter Rose by Arth, and it's for the night. What about this one?
Yeah, so in terms of changes for the night, our art team informed us of what they'll need to make some changes with this outfit specifically is the hair, as they worry as they'll have heavy instances of, you guessed it, clipping, our old nemesis, clipping. Currently, they're in the mind of linking the cosmetic so that we can really keep it as close to the concept and remain faithful, but we're still in discussion. So, I guess you'll hear from us if we do make some final decisions on that. But if they choose not to link it and keep it mix and match, then you could expect some changes with the hair, maybe getting shorter, or maybe being part of like the cape, kind of. Not really, but a lot to unpack there. But you'll hear from us soon.
My fingers are crossed for linking it so that we keep the hair as long as possible.
It's a great cosmetic.
I want it all the way down.
Agreed, it's amazing. So on to the next, we have Dino Girl by Maru for Susie of the Legion. What about this one?
Yeah, another very colorful, if you can't tell, I just love colorful outfits. But yeah, Susie, for this cosmetic, the team informed us that, since this cosmetic doesn't have a hood, we'll need to make this a link cosmetic and it will not be mix and match. So with that being said, I know that, it's linked, but it does open up the team to making this super authentic, super close to concept. So, just a great outfit that I'm excited for Legion to have. So great, unique outfit.
Oh yeah, and here we are with our final winning killer submission, the Lingering Launcher by Trip for the Death Slitter.
Yeah, for this one, the team doesn't expect to make any changes. So again, we'll keep this one as close to the concept as possible.
Awesome.
Right.
All right, so with that, please give a huge round of applause to all the cosmetic winners.
Golf
Yes,
clap.
Well deserved. And thank you so much for sharing your time, talent, and skill with us here at Behavior, but also to the Dead by Daylight community as a whole. Thank you. You are awesome.
Yes, there's truly never a dull moment here when it comes to the contest. And I'm already ready for next year's just to see all of the amazing things that are going to be coming in and also what people are going to resubmit. Please resubmit. And I'm super looking forward to it. But we're not done. We still got badges and banners. So let's go ahead and look at those badges. So we've got it all here on this very nice little asset. We've got Moonstone Maurice by Drawn by Dragons, Failed Hunt, I'm Cooked by Strawberry, Artist Muse by Dat Washi, Raccoon Feast by Glossopho.
And for our banners, we have Deadly Prides by Juno. We have Aching by Joybalance. We have You Seen My Dog by Hushipop. And we have Purgatory by Squid Thickness. I love the names. I just love it.
So good. And once again, congratulations to all of our insanely talented artists here. And remember, if you didn't see a cosmetic on here or in the roadmap, it's because we're still in the process of signing with those artists.
Yes. Okay, so while everything we've shown you here has been great, and you're probably wondering, well, when can I get it? And we're going to answer that by showing you a roadmap of what is to come, and still not that kind of, but we can't do that until we let you know about a few additions coming with the 2024 cosmetic contest. What's up with that?
Yeah, so with the 2024 Dead by Daylight cosmetic contest, it was the first time we got to go from 1 winner per category to 3. And that was huge because we got to add and basically inject so much more artists into the fog.
Yeah, and then, shortly after the contest was done, the team came to realize that we had extra slots in our upcoming rifts, which, gives us an opportunity to add more. So our team took a look at the votes, and we chose the next killer and survivor that would have won, so the runner-ups, for the 2024 contest to also come into the fog.
So please join us in welcoming from the 2024 Dead by Daylight Cosmetic Contest finalists to the winner pool. And I want to say, because someone said on Twitter, oh, Dork, if you can, sneak this one in. I don't have to sneak, because it's here. Space Rider by VR Gabriel, for Gabriel Soma, and A House Not a Home by Ivana. They have come in, and to keep them on par, we're going to also give them the same rewards that we gave for the 2024 winners, and they will be treated as winners moving forward.
As they should. Congrats. And we've already sent out to these folks the same rewards that our 2024 and 2025 winners received. So VR Gabriel and Ivana, be on the lookout for that. Check your emails, please.
Yes. And also for all of our winners, we'll be working on getting that an exclusive cosmetic contest badge for you. And I think I have it. Oh, this was just to show both of them together. Look how lovely. But this amazing exclusive badge is going to be for our winners. The CM team actually concepted this, and we got an early version. I'm super excited for everyone to get their hands on this. The finished version will actually have the year that you won on the trophy, so looking forward to that.
Yes, it looks amazing. And on behalf of the Dead by Daylight community team, and product team, and
Thank you.
everyone, basically, we truly thank you for creating such wonders, and we are super excited to be welcoming these amazing additions to the fog.
Yes. Even more community cosmetics into the fog is a huge win for all of us. I'm so glad that we saw that opportunity to get some more. But enough of that. I'm sure you're like, okay, roadmap, Dork, I got all day. So let's go ahead and pop right into that.
Yeah, so here's our plan for 2020. Well, it sounds weird to say 2024, but these are the 2024 winners to expect along with the 2025 winners. As you can see, currently we have Adam's Late Night Nut Lecture and Dredge's Fear of Reminiscence, along with some entity-based player cards like the Entity Touched Petals banner and the NT Kitty badge. In our upcoming Rift, expect to see Space Rider Gabriel and House Not a Home Dredge, the ones that we just announced, along with some animal-themed player cards, the Riding Maurice banner and Bloodbath's Ducky badge. I call it Ducky badge. We'll get a mini badge in between the rifts with the Flower of Life outfit for Hattie, which will be in the in-game store as part of the Artist from the Fog collection. And a note on this. This submission is also considered a 2024 winner and will also receive a Design a Cosmetic winner badge for 2024 and the Orexcel prize. I guess check your emails, right, Andre?
Yes, you should. You
Sorry
should check
about
your
that.
emails. Everyone check your emails. That was a big thing. Sorry, just like 1 second. That was a big thing last year in 2024 in the contest. Like we're having trouble reaching out to people because a lot of them did not check their emails. We did fix this in this year because we asked you guys for your social media, and it helped a lot. You cannot imagine how much it helped because we were able to reach out to folks through their social channels because, well, not everyone checks their emails.
It was great though too because like we'd send you an email, it's like hey, and then we'd send you a DM on Twitter, hey, and then we'd send you a DM on Instagram, hey, please.
Yeah.
Talk to us. I guess we can go back to, where were we actually? Oh yeah, we were at batch number 2. So for our next batch, we have the 2025 winners, starting with Runway Ready Jane, Periwinkle the Jester Wraith, the Purgatory banner. I can't say it as good as Andre, I'm sorry.
Purgatory.
I want to let Andre have that. And the Failed Hunt I'm Cooked badge. For the next batch, we will have Star Student Fung, Splinter Rose Knight, the Deadly Prize banner, and the Moonstone Maurice badge. Following that, the next batch after that will feature the Slayer Kate outfit and the Lingering Rancher Deathslinger outfit. And I really love these two because they have this like country vibe.
Yeehaw.
Great to pair them together. Then I was gonna say yeehaw, but yeah, again, I can't say it as good as Dork. Anyway, we also have the Aching banner and the Raccoon Feast badge in that batch. And finally, our last batch from the winners is our Diner Girl Legion for Susie and the Weather Trek Tori. We also have those badges and banners. So we'll have Artists Muse and the Have You Seen My Dog banner. And yeah, again, thank you so much. And yeah, there's more to come.
Yeah, once again, like we said, if you missed it earlier, if someone was missing from here, it's because we're still in process of talking with them, and we're just trying to make sure we get all the legal stuff done. So don't worry. But thanks so much for giving us the full rundown on that roadmap and giving everyone in the chat a view and some visibility on when stuff is coming and how stuff is coming. It's super awesome. And also remember, just because you didn't see yourself or you didn't see yourself in the finalists or you didn't win the 2025 Design a Cosmetic Contest does not mean that you can't. So please submit. Please, if you had something that you're really proud of, feel free to resubmit. Please. And next year, I'm super excited to see everyone, take a stab at it. So yeah. Next up, we do have something though from Andre, who wanted to talk about regional stuff.
Yes, I just wanted to take a moment to discuss potential regional expansion. Just by the nature of my work, I'm more connected with all the regional stuff. So I know, and we all know, when it comes to submitting your entries, some of the regional restrictions that are currently in place can be frustrating, as we have incredibly talented artists all around the world. I've seen your guys' work on socials, and we've heard your voice loud and clear. So we started to make some steps to improve this. So this year, for the first time, we were able to allow the residents of Quebec to participate, which is a small but really important step for us. So after all, we are right now in Quebec. So with that said, we will be working with our legal team on how we can potentially expand the list of countries that can participate in future contests. It's really important to us. So keep an eye out for more news on that.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's everything we've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to congratulate all of our winners on a job well done in the cosmetic contest. But that's also not everything we have in the show, actually.
What?
So what if I told you I had something else to show you? Something that we'll be giving out on the socials to show you, like Elodie's badge and banner. Did y'all want to see that? I don't know, like, Is it a little too weird to show that to you guys, or do you think we should show them?
I want to see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see
Maybe.
it.
Okay, let's go ahead and see it then, I guess. So here's the badge for Elodie, which is going to be Elodie's skull, and then after that we'll have her banner, which is Elodie in the catacombs. And oh, hold on, I'm getting a message beamed to my brain. Okay.
Oh, you figure it out. Like,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. What? Brother, huh?
Tell them about Singularity's face.
What about his face? Oh, okay. I'm like, so yeah, guys, Singularity's face update is coming next on the next release on Tuesday. So we'll get to see his updated face in the game. You heard it here first. But that's going to be it for the cosmetic contest and for showing the badge and banner for Elodie and the roadmap. Thank you all so much for hanging in there with us. The last thing we're going to do, actually, before we send you off and into the ether, into the fog, is we thought it'd be fun to debut the next episode of our social micro lore series, First Kills, which brings you into the mind of our killers when they were committing their first act of, I don't know, stabbies. Not all of them, but this has been a blast working on it with our narrative team, and especially for me, myself, editing them and putting together with the Singularity one. I put a lot of heart into this one, so I really hope you all enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next time, but please, for now, enjoy the tale of Singularity's first kill. Bye.
Bye.